Stay focused.
Yuki.
You can't stop me.
This way.
I don't miss. The survivor has been eliminated.
Okay, thank you. Hi there, the name's Nico, and today I will be going over what I consider to be the best Rio build. Rio was released less than 48 hours ago, and she is an insane character. I do think she'll receive a few nerfs, but regardless, let's go over her kit. Rio's Q, Kudo Instinct, allows her to switch between her bows, Han Q and Dai Q. Han Q fires 2 arrows with each auto attack, while Dai Q fires 1 powerful auto attack. Her Q allows her to switch between these bows. For Han Q's W, Hanar, she fires arrows in a cone shape, creating a breeze where the targets were hit and slows them. For Dai Q's W, Hanar, she fires a single arrow in the targeted direction, hitting an enemy, and then hitting any enemy behind the target in a cone shape. Hitting an enemy will reduce the cooldown of Hanar. For Han Q's E, Soar, she lunges in the targeted direction, firing 2 arrows at up to 3 enemies. Hitting an enemy will reduce the cooldown. For Dai Q's E, Soar, she jumps in the targeted direction, firing 1 arrow at up to 3 enemies. Hitting an enemy will also reduce the cooldown. And for Han Q's ultimate, Fleeting Soul, she will fire 3 arrows in the targeted direction, with each hit reducing the cooldown of Fleeting Soul. Once she fires those 3 arrows, she will fire another arrow and knock back the enemy. They will be stunned if they are knocked back into a wall. For Dai Q's ultimate, Spirit Arrow, Rio will channel and then fire 1 arrow in the targeted direction. After firing her arrow, her attack speed and damage are increased. And Rio's passive, Hasetsu, makes Rio's normal attacks and skills ignore some of her enemy's defense depending on how much critical strike chance she has. Rio's normal attacks cannot critically strike, but deals increased damage depending on how much critical strike chance and percentage skill amp you have. Rio's kit can be built in 2 ways, spell amp and auto attack, and her kit is used differently depending on the type of build you use. The build I will be showing is an auto attack build. So the build is Ancient Bolt, Sunset Armor, Tac Ops, Radar, Feather Boots, and Revenge of the Gojin. The route is Archery, Beach, Hospital, Avenue. Build ID is displayed on screen and is also linked and written in the description. Archery range can be quite busy, unfortunately, but the majority of the time I can find all the items I need in Archery, even if there are like 5 other people starting in Archery. Some characters that start in Archery include Hedjin, Rosie, Yuki, and Sylvia. A lot of the items needed are only found in that zone, but when you go from beach to pond, you want to loot Uptown, and a few of the items you need you can grab in Uptown. These items are piano wire, oil, pen, running shoes, and watch. So technically Uptown is zone 2.5. You should be able to get the hospital slightly before night 1. If you find 1 pen in Uptown, you'll be able to finish Revenge of the Gojin. If you do, you'll have Ancient Bolt, Sunset Armor, and Revenge of the Gojin done. If you're able to find Scissors in Alley, you'll also have Ballistic Helmet done. In Hospital, you want to kill anyone you see, as this is your strongest point. Hopefully you can finish your Feather Boots in Hospital, because getting the Feather Boots online is a huge power spike. Rio has Swords of Move, but it is better when people are around walls versus in a straight line, as a jump does not go that far. So if you do not have your Feather Boots done, you should not chase that hard. The skill order for this build is Passive, Q, E, W, and Alt or R when available. Taking this build will have the skill order saved, so you don't need to worry about memorizing it. Food-wise, you want to make Choco Pies in Archery range. If you cannot find chocolate, you can make hamburgers. You can make Choco Pies in Uptown as well, since you generally do not find anyone in Beach to fight. I will kill the chicken by the alley teleporter, and if you get meat off that chicken, make a hamburger if you did not get 2 chocolate. You want to fight pretty early, and since you have a huge power spike, you can just grab more food off the people you kill. Rio doesn't have too much problems with SP, it is mainly in the early game, which all characters have, so you want to make honey water if you find honey in alley, or just drink the water you have and then grab carbonated water in Beach and Uptown. In Uptown, you should make highballs or lemonade, depending on if you find whiskey or lemons. Once you finish your build, you want to head over to Cemetery and get ready for Cemetery Tree. You want to make Laurel Wreath, that is the best in slot for Rio. You can find the hairband in Avenue or grab it in Cemetery. You just need a lighter to make Laurel Wreath since it requires Truce and Modifier. You can go to the factory to grab the lighter if you don't have one, but I often just find a lighter on a body. If factory is closed, just go to one of the zones that have lighters and is still open. Otherwise, you just want to farm animals. If you see a pig on the map, you should go investigate it and fight that person if the fight is in your favor. You can tell this by their weapon mastery and just if the character is really squishy. If they are really squishy, you should be able to do enough DPS to kill them before they kill you. Transition item wise, there are a few things you can change to. You do not want to switch out of your bow since Ancient Bolt is the only ENAD bow in the game at this time. Chest wise, the best in slot is Tuxedo if you are above level 15, or Crusader's Armor if you are below level 15. Blazing Dress is also fine on her if you stand close to your opponent to activate the Flame Barrier. You can switch to Mithril Armor or EOD Suit as well. Rio is quite squishy without an HP item, and I would put your HP item as your chest piece, so Sunset is fine. Helmet-wise, you want to have Laurel Wreath. Mithril Helm is good if you want to be tankier, but damage-wise, Tac Ops is better than Mithril Helm. Arm-wise, Radar is the best in slot. For boots, Feather Boots is the best in slot damage-wise, but Boots of Hermes is good for the extra movement speed and to be tankier. For your accessory, Lace Quiver is the best in slot. The next best in slot items are Veritas Luxmea or Emerald Tablet. Pretty much any ENAD item is the best in slot, but you want to have enough attack speed so that you can burst them down. Ability combo wise, there is no combo, literally. Just stand there and auto them to death. Use your E to dodge any moves that will do a lot of damage, such as Yuki's ult or Luke's ult. Other than that, you just want to use your abilities to catch up to them. So you can use your W to slow them if they are running away from you, or your E to catch up to them, especially if you're around walls. If you think that they'll burst you down faster than you, then you can use your ult to knock them back, hopefully into a wall, so that they are stunned. You might be able to kill them, or you can just run if you think the matchup is bad. Now that I've explained the build, here is a game showing it in action. Right now. Oh, it looks like it's less busy. I'm hoping we just get a good spawn. We haven't got a good spawn in the last few rounds. This one's fine. This is a good spawn. The Yuki there got screwed, though. No paper, though. Actually, the Yuki's not grabbing paper. Please tell me there's paper in this one. Perfect, perfect. Make drink. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Just get the piano wire from here. Prove my point. Okay. Can I get another? Watch is nice. Okay. No other pen, but that's fine. Hospital. Okay. Thanks. Ooh, actually that's... I don't... Moving on. make this. Ooh, feather boots, perfect. Jackie had so much good stuff for me. Okay, there's a lot of people here. Nadine is one of the harder people to fight. She's one of the worst matchups for us. Okay, whatever. It's fine. No, she's just gonna fight those and... The thing is, I don't want to be third-partied. Man, I need to... I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to terrorize people here. Thank you. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Nothing else really stands out here. What do you have? Mag. Oh, I'll take that. Nothing. Okay. Perfect. Just get this. Whatever. I don't even have my tac ops done. I should go to... We should go get battery. Let's go. I really... Yeah. I need a battery. Oh my gosh. So dumb. I forgot the mute. I think I was watching. Hopefully it's not too loud.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep moving. Don't be empty.
Okay, we don't need all this SP drinks. Literally, we don't.
I can see so well with this. I'm sorry.
Okay, I need to, like,
I don't miss.
auto, like, I gotta do this.
Be careful. A new area has been restricted.
We're gonna go get Tree.
Stay focused.
Oh, Yuki.
You can't stop me.
This way.
I don't miss. The survivor has been eliminated.
Okay, thank you.
Someone is dominating Lumia Island. A survivor has been eliminated.
Okay.
Be careful.
Let's go.
It's calming here.
Can I get... Okay, avenues are still open.
This way. I can't look you in the eyes.
Good console.
I can see so well with this. You can't stop me. I can't look you in the eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to wait till I'm out of combat.
It's calming here. I don't miss.
Okay.
Oof. Heavier than I thought.
Make this.
I didn't think I could make something this nice.
We're looking for a box.
Don't be empty.
Perfect.
A new area has been restricted. Meditation and prayer are similar, no?
Okay, where's Wick is in Av? Do I want to TP the Av?
I
Damn.
feel sick.
Hopefully we don't die.
I think I bought a cat keychain at a place like this once.
Not that. Wick's in Temple. Okay. No one's there. Okay.
I can see so well with this.
Come on. Where'd you go?
Stay focused. Survivor has been eliminated. Someone is dominating Lumia Island. I'm sorry.
Okay, that was a little bit closer than it probably
I just
should
need to regain my
have.
strength.
Okay,
A
perfect.
city with no people.
What do you have?
I won't forget your kindness.
And Yuki got Wick. Okay. It's fine. Oh, you have Quiver, actually.
Can't escape my arrow.
I need sticks. Where do I get sticks?
Stay focused.
I don't remember the stick locations in Avenue. There's sticks up here?
I hate this.
I don't really want to use my redstone timer. There's sticks I know are by Temple.
I think I bought a cat. A survivor has been eliminated.
Okay, it's me
Someone
versus
is
this
consecutively
Yuki.
eliminating survivors. There are only 5 survivors remaining now.
Oh, whatever. He didn't even take the items. It's not like I can really use them anyway.
Could I turn this into an arrow?
A new area has been restricted.
No more hesitation. I don't miss. I hate this.
Okay. Dun-dun-dun.
How do
Oh
I
yeah,
open this?
we'll take that. Okay, he has wick buff, so I gotta be minding that. Yeah, Yuki's... He's in the bush.
I bought a cat keychain at a place like this once.
Okay, sure.
I hate this.
Don't really want to fight him while he has wick buff. That's all. I'd much rather fight someone else at this point.
Go ahead, keep moving.
Let his wick buff run out. Want someone else to fight.
Go ahead, keep moving. I can't look you in the eyes.
Where is that? Right there, I think?
Go ahead, keep moving. I'm sorry.
Let's get console. We'll cook more food.
I can see so well with this.
Oh yeah, give me her I want her quiver so bad. Gimme.
Someone is dominating Lumia Island.
Oof.
A survivor has been eliminated. A legend is born. 3 final survivors remaining.
I won't forget your kindness.
A new area has been restricted.
Oh,
I just need to regain my strength.
perfect.
Oof, heavier than I thought. Has someone climbed the trees here?
Let's just go fishing. I don't really care about the food.
Stay focused.
Okay, we're like Exodi at this point.
I'm sorry.
She's in here. Okay. Rosie.
You can't stop me.
I got weapon mastery, so I know that she's there.
I'm sorry.
Not there.
Of course.
What? I probably need to leave here, actually. Avenue's the last zone. Okay, let's move.
Stay focused. I can't look you in the eyes. I don't like crowds. This might be too close.
Perfect. Let's move on. Let's go.
I hate this.
I saw some.
Survivor has been
Okay.
eliminated.
Wait, really?
2 last survivors remaining.
It's just Rosie?
Everything is so clear. Stay focused.
I'm back.
I think I bought a cat keychain at a place like this once. I don't miss. think I bought a cat keychain. I don't miss.
Okay.
Everything is so clear.
Survivor has
Done.
been eliminated. Someone has eliminated half of the other test subjects.
Heh, not a
Yeah,
surprising
and that's how you
result.
play.
It was all
Rio.
tactics.
If you like this guide, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know if you like these types of videos. And if you like Eternal Return as much as I do, consider subscribing. I post videos here twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, so you don't want to miss out. I hope to see you at the next video.